Good evening, Coach. How are you doing today?
Well, how you guys doing?
Very well. Thank you for asking. So I guess we'll just start off with a quick synopsis, if you will, of tonight's loss.
Well, I felt like we didn't take advantage of opportunities that we got in this football game. Our defense did a great job getting 3 takeaways, and only getting 3 points out of those takeaways is not good enough against a good football team like Memphis. We got to do a better job in the red zone. We were down there a couple of times, and we didn't get in the end zone. And again, you're not going to beat a team like Memphis not taking advantage of those opportunities. So, again, it's unfortunate. And they're even being down 18-0 at the half, come back and score a touchdown, then get a turnover and only get 3 out of it. Could have changed the ball game tremendously there. And again, it's disappointing, unfortunate, and we got to be better if we're going to win ball games, especially games like that against a team like that. I'm sorry.
At the very least, Coach, the defense was able to hold that really impressive Memphis offense to 25 points, and that's without Leighton, Caleb, Smoke. So definitely some positive takeaways there, especially as Zion just said, only 6 points for Memphis in the second half. So positive takeaways to lean into 2021 with?
Well, I think throughout the whole season, there's a lot of positive takeaways for this season. It's been a wild season, something that nobody's ever experienced. And I just think about this football team and the team that I inherited, and all of a sudden your best player on offense, your best player on defense, you no longer have, and for our guys to go out and play and for us not having spring ball, not knowing your team, we learned our team during the season, and I think if you look around the country, any first-year coach coaching this year, they probably struggled if they didn't have an experienced quarterback back, so especially not having spring ball to get some of those kinks out, and then you go in the season and it's up and down. You don't know, you have stoppage in play, and there's no consistency going on to get yourself in rhythm. So, again, I'm proud of this team for everything they've been through, and this season and sticking together and finding ways to win some ball games. Here at the end, we didn't do the thing it takes to win ball games, and that's disappointing. But moving forward, I think we have something good here moving forward, and I'm really excited about our team coming back.
You're right there. You mentioned not having spring ball, the adversity you guys face. The offense, the struggles that they had, it's not. We've talked about this throughout the season at multiple points. Do you attribute it to that, the interruptions, the lack of practice time beforehand? You said having an inexperienced quarterback, or was there something more throughout the season that wasn't clicking?
Well, I think it's a little bit of everything. I do think that played a major part in not having success offensively is not having spring ball, not the ups and downs during the season, and again, we as coaches learning our players, learning what you have. You have to learn that through the season. You don't get to see that in spring ball and make the necessary changes you have to, or so we had to learn it during the season, But I contribute to a lot of things. We got to be better as coaches. And, our players got to be better when it comes to executing. It's just a little bit of everything. And again, it's frustrating because when you go and watch the film, it's all those little things. And we got to be better at coaches at coaching those little things and demanding that our guys do it the way that we ask them to do it, and then holding each other accountable to getting it done. But I think ultimately we got to get better. We got to be better. We got to recruit better, and that's part of it. For us, I think, especially on the offense side of the ball, we need competitive depth. Guys can't be comfortable playing a position, and you do that through recruiting and bringing guys in here for our guys to understand they're coming in here to take their jobs. It's on them to keep their jobs. So that's what we want here, and that's what we got to build it to. And it was a good start. I think having this season where these guys get to come back next year, I think that's going to help with the competitive depth and help with our football team moving forward. There was a lot of young, inexperienced out there playing as well this year, and I think that's a big part of it as well is just some of the inexperience that was out there playing.
Coach, are you able to comment on why Leighton McCarthy was absent from today's game?
Yeah, he had family issues, and I thought some prayers are with Leighton.
And do you feel like some of the offensive struggles come down to, having to play two quarterbacks throughout the year, having games where Nick would start and then Posey would come in, having games where Posey would start and then Nick would come in?
No, I don't. I think the struggle on offense is executing, and guys knowing what to do on a consistent basis. If you watch us all year, it's always one or two plays. I mean, the one thing about our offense throughout the year, if you paid attention, our offense moved the ball. We don't finish drives, and that's frustrating because we're moving the ball on everybody we play, and we're not finishing these drives, and we got to find ways to finish these drives. And it's not just the quarterback position. We got to be better up front on the O-line. We got to be better at receivers. We got to be better at tight end. It's a little bit of everything. Again, I'm proud of these guys for finding a way to win those 5 ball games. But you go back to those 5, they all were struggles too. So we, again, I think that's more inexperience than anything. But we just got to be better overall. You think about the production that we lost from last year's team, and being tight ends position where it was dominant last year, and we lost a lot of that. And quarterback position, again, we lost our best offensive player, best defensive player. Again, guys that you thought you were going to have come in here and get into the season, you don't have those guys, And so, but overall, again, we can be better. We should have been better in those last 3 ball games. But again, I know moving forward what we have, and I know what we have. We can make them better this offseason. I know as a football team, the one thing I learned going through the season and going through our competition is we got to get bigger and stronger. Everybody we play is bigger than us and stronger, and that's something we got to change if we're going to be dominant. And I think you've seen that in the last few ball games where that played a big factor in our football team.
Now, Coach, when you mentioned how the offense needs to improve, you mentioned quarterback, receiver, tight end, and O-line. You running back. You didn't mention the first time. I hear you mention it now, but I wanted to ask, how much do you think the injuries to that position group really hampered the offense this year, or at least today?
It was tough going in. That was the position we wanted to lean on, and your top 3 guys are gone, and that was tough, and then the guy come out of that, he was like James Charles. He fought all year long. He was never 100%, but he wasn't going to quit. He was going to do whatever he can to try to help his team, and I'm so proud of him because he played through pain throughout the season, and he wanted to do whatever he can to help his football team, but not having healthy backs, that was tough. Again, I think throughout the season, just guys missing games. There was no rhythm going there. And again, in this ball game, I'm proud of our 2 young guards that got in there and played in this game and helped us. That was something that I think we all can be excited about moving forward, is having those young guys come in and helping this football team.
And earlier that everyone has to improve, players, coaching staff, yourself. What specifically for yourself did you learn about yourself as a coach, and what do you think you can improve in going into next year?
Well, I just got to continue to coach our team, coach our coaches, coach everybody, and making sure that we as coaches are putting our players in the best position to be successful, and make sure we demand that everybody be held accountable to the things that it takes, and when it comes to winning, but I think those things going to be easier as we move forward because I have a better understanding of what we have here. You think about it, even as coaches, it's been different trying to get used to coaches and everything. A lot of these guys I've never worked with before, so all those things was just learning process during the fire. You wish you can have spring ball to get some of those kinks out and learn more about your coaches, learn more about their strengths and weaknesses, to be able to help our football team. But going through it and going through the fire, I learned a lot. about our team. I learned a lot about our coaches and know what we need moving forward.
With the game just ended, you're not too far removed from the end of the season ending. But when you look back on this year, when you look back on the season, what do you think you remember about it? And what will be the most memorable parts about it, I suppose?
Well, I think just our guys, just how they stuck with it. You know, it's been a draining season mentally. You know, and I know it's been draining on us as coaches. You can only imagine the players. You know, school's been different. It's not the same, and just anything. I mean, with times like this and this pandemic, you know, these guys can do a lot of different things to get themselves in trouble and things of that nature. And our guys have been great, you know, throughout this whole pandemic of not causing any headaches from that standpoint and being locked into doing what they're supposed to do. And it's a special football team, you know, a special group of guys. And, again, I enjoy being around them, happy being around them, and love coaching them, you know, and looking forward to this off-season working with them, having a full off-season. Hopefully we can have that now, have some spring, and watch our guys get bigger and stronger. Again, I think you'll hear me say that a lot. I mean, I saw that this year. If you ask me where we slacking, these teams are bigger and stronger than us, and we got to get bigger and stronger. And I think having spring will help. You know, when the pandemic hit and not having spring, we lost a lot of that weightlifting that we could have used, that we needed. You know, and hopefully we can have a whole full off season now and get these kids bigger and stronger. And again, they're young, you know, so they're going to continue to develop and get there. And but we see that we can play with anybody we play. We got to play better. You know, we can play with anybody, but in order to beat them, you got to play much better.
Fourth down on the goal line in the fourth quarter. Memphis looked like they killed the game off by bringing down Tronti. It looked like a zone read. Do you want to talk about that fourth down play and why Tronti was so upset?
He was upset he didn't get in, you know. But again, it wasn't a zone read. It was it was a read play where the back went the opposite side of the quarterback, and Tronti was going to go in off a quarterback power play there. You know, I thought, again, I haven't seen the film, but from what I saw out there, I thought he should have given it to James on the edge there. You know, but again, I haven't seen the film to see that for sure. But it comes down to those little things and making right decisions, you know. And I think throughout the year, there's been plenty of times where we don't make the simple decision and it costs us, you know, a lot. So again, we got to be better at that. Just doing the little things right. I mean, those day one things that we got to be sharp on, and we wasn't sharp on those things throughout the night.
All right, one more if y'all got it.
How would you like your first year at FAU to be remembered?
How would I like it to be remembered? Remember it for what it was. You know, that's all we can do in 2020. I mean, it's been crazy. Like I said, man, I'm very pleased with our players and for what they've been able to accomplish throughout this pandemic. You know, and again, we've got an inexperienced football team, and for those guys to start off 5-1, and again, don't like the way we finished, but I do like the way these guys fought all year long, and I can say that our guys didn't quit; they fought, you know, and didn't necessarily play winning football the entire time, but they competed, you know. So I remember it as 2020. You know, and I'm continuing to stay positive and try to continue to test negative. You know, so I think that's all we all can do. You know, I will say I appreciate you guys and working with you guys throughout the year, and look forward to many more years with you all. You know, and looking forward to 21 being a better year for all of us. And I know this football team will be a lot better.